A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri. Wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir wa tamam bil khair. Assalamu alaikum everyone. We have a small group today, so we can ask you guys questions and next you guys answer. So we'll get started. And Hifza is also with us. So Hifza is with us after a break, so I can ask a few questions to Hifza as well. Okay. First question to whoever can answer. How do we say the people returned? How do we say he returned? How do we say he returned, Adnan? How do we say he returned? We say Raja'a. How do we say he returned?
Raja.
Raja'a. What is Raja'a?
He returned.
Very good. How do we say now the people returned?
Yeah.
Al is the. Now how do we say people? An-nasu.
Oh yeah.
Kul ya. Kul a'udhu bi rabbin nas. Rabb of the people. A'udhu bi rabbin nas. Okay. I seek refuge in the Rabb of the people. So think about Kul a'udhu bi rabbin nas. An-nas is people. Okay. Raja an-nasu. So how I want you to think about this is what is Raja?
Raja is he returned.
He returned. Okay. What is Dahaba?
Zahaba is
Dahaba ila al-masjidi. Dahaba is he went.
Okay.
Now you can have two types of doers, and this is for the mistake that a lot of people did in the quiz of last week. You can have two types of doers. You can either have an inside doer or an outside doer. Okay. What is an outside doer is if I say instead of he went, if I say Khalid went. Okay, or if I say the people went, or if I say Adnan went, I'm specifying what's the doer. Okay, so how I say this is I say Dhahaba Khalidu. Okay, or I say Dhahaba An-nasu. Okay, so I always use Dhahaba. Even though Khalid is one, Anas is plural, it is many people, I still use Dhahaba, and that is an outside doer. How do I say they went? Dhahabu. Dhahabu is they went. This is past tense. I changed the back of the verb.
Really, there are only 4 people with us.
Yeah, so it's small class. So that's why I'm going to ask you a lot of questions. So you need to pay attention in the class. Dhahabu is they went. I cannot say Dhahabu an-nasu. Okay, that becomes an outside doer. To say an-nasu, I only have to say Dhahaba, and the verb has to come first. So I can say Dhahaban nasu, or I can say Dhahabu, but it will mean they went. I can say an-nasu Dhahabu. I can say an-nasu Dhahabu. In that case, it will mean those people they went. That's what it actually means. When I say Annasu Dhahabu, it means the people they went. It gives lot of importance to the people they. It's mentioned twice. That's why the normal form of mentioning or writing a sentence is you put the verb first. So you say Dhahaba Khalidun, you say Dhahaba Nasu, you say Dhahaba Adnanu, you always put the verb first and you make it singular. How will we say Khadija went? Afifa. Afifa चली गई, वो कैसे बोलते हैं? We'll say Dhahabat Afifa. Dhahabat Afifatu. Okay, we'll say Dhahabat to make it feminine. Okay, so how do we say the people returned? Adnan. Hibsa, how do we say the people returned?
Al-Annasu.
Again, Atan?
Al-Annasu.
Annasu is the people. How do we say the people returned?
Zahaba.
No, Dhahaba is the people went. Raja'a.
Raja. Okay.
Think about return, it starts with Ra. So this is Raja'a. Raja'an Nasu.
Raja.
The people returned and they entered in the idol's house. This is Raja'an Nasu wa dakhalu fi Baitil Asnami. Raja'an Nasu wa dakhalu. Dakhala is he entered. Dakhalu with an extra vowel is they entered. Raja'an Nasu wa dakhalu fi Baitil Asnami. That is the people returned and they entered in the idol's house. Now next, and the people wanted to do sajda to the idols. How do we say this sentence? Who wants to take a shot? He wanted is arada. Think about irada. Irada comes from the root arada. Arada is he wanted. Arada is he wanted. How do we say the people wanted? Hifza, how do we say the people wanted? Afifa, how do we say the people wanted? Log चाहते थे. वो चाहता था is arada. लोग चाहते थे, वो कैसे बोलते हैं? वैसे अरादा नासु. Arada is he wanted. Arada nasu is the people wanted. Now, what did the people want? To do sajda. Okay, to do sajda, they say an yasjudu. What is yasjudu? What is yasjuduna? Adnan, what is yasjuduna? What is yasjudu? Okay, someone has to answer. Only then I will proceed. What is yasjudu?
To do sajda.
To do sajda. Very good. So yasjudu is he does sajda. So it comes from sajada, yasjudu. Sajada is he did sajda. Yasjudu is he does sajda. Now what is yasjuduna? They do sajda. They do sajda. They do sajda is yasjuduna. It is plural of yasjudu. Yasjudu is he does sajda. How do we say they do sajda? Yasjuduna. Now they do sajda, this is verb. They do sajda. Now for them to do sajda, to make it a noun, the noun for to is an. So I say an yasjudu. I take out the na. If I say I want to drink, how do I say I want? What is the present tense of arada?
Uridu.
Uridu. So I say uridu. Okay. How do I say I drink?
Ashrabu.
Ashrabu. Ashrabu is I drink. Now I want to drink. I'd say uridu an ashraba.
Ashraba.
Ashrabu becomes ashraba. And that's the rule of an. Where I have just a simple verb like this, like ashrabu, it will become ashraba. And where I have a verb like this, like una, yasjuduna, tasjuduna, I'll take out the last na, and it becomes an yasjudu. Arada nasu an yasjudu. Now why is it yasjudu and not simple yasjudu or yasjuda? Because it is an nasu. An nasu is plural, so I will say yasjuduna. Because I use an, it will become yasjudu. Arada nasu an yasjudu al asnama. To do sajda to the idol, so to will be lil asnami. Arada nasu an yasjudu lil asnami is the people wanted to do sajda, and yasjudu to do sajda to the idols lil asnami. Now let's see how much Hifza remembers. How do we say Hifza? The people returned and they entered in the idol's house. How do we say the people returned?
Raja Nasu.
Raja Nasu, very good. Now how do we say and they entered? He entered is dakhala. How do we say they entered? Becomes wa dakhalu. Dakhalu, the extra vowel is past tense plural. So we say Raja an nasu wa dakhalu and they entered. How do we say in?
Fi.
Fi. Raja an nasu wa dakhalu fi. The last part is easy. How do we say house of the idols?
Baitil Asnama.
Baitil asnami.
Asnami.
Baitil asnami.
Yeah.
Raja an nasu wa dakhalu fi baitil asnami. What's the answer, Hifza?
Raja Nasu fi Baitil Aslam.
Very good. Raja an nasu wa dakhalu and they entered fi baitil asnami. Raja an nasu wa dakhalu fi baitil asnami. Again.
Raja Nasu fi Dakhalu wa Dakhalu fi Baitil Aslam.
Fi baitil asnami. Very good. Raja an nasu wa dakhalu fi baitil asnami. Now next question to you is, how do we say and the people wanted to do sajda to the idols? Arada is he wanted. How do we say the people wanted?
Varada Nasu.
Arada Nasu Yasjudu.
An yasjudu. To do sajda. An yasjudu lil asnami. Arada nasu an yasjudu lil asnami. Again, full answer.
Arada Nasu an Yasjudu lil Aslam.
Very good. Arada nasu an yasjudu lil asnami. What is the answer, Adnan? And the people wanted to do sajda to the idols.
أراد الناس أن يسجدوا للأصنام.
Very good. Arada nasu and yasjudu lil asnami. And the people wanted to do sajda to the idols. Arada nasu and yasjudu lil asnami. How do we say the first sentence are done? And the people returned and they entered in the idol's house.
The people returned will be al. No, al.
How do we say he returned?
He returned.
Raja.
Raja'a. So annasu raja annasu.
How do we say they entered? Raja an nasu.
They entered.
Dakhala is he entered. How do we say they entered?
Dakhala.
Dakhalu.
Dakhalu. Al house.
The house of the idols. Raja an nasu wa dakhalu fi baitil asnami. Again, Raja an nasu wa dakhalu fi baitil asnami.
Nami.
Again, full answer.
Al asnamu al rajal nasu fil the
How do we say and they
fil
entered?
baiti.
How do we say and they entered?
And they entered
Dakhil hona. How do we say they dakhil in the house of
dakhalu
wa dakhalu. Very good.
lin
How do we say in?
In will be
As-sa'atu fil masjidi. Al-kitabu fil masjidi. How do we say in? Al-ghurfatu fi al-masjidi. The room is in the masjid. Okay, Adnan has gone out. Let us test Afifa. Afifa, ये आंसर कैसे बोलता है? The people returned and they entered in the house of the idols. The people returned. लोग वापस आए. वो कैसे बोलता है? तुम बोल पा रहे हो आफिफा?
Yes.
हाँ, तो लोग वापस आए. वो कैसे बोलते हैं?
Annasu
अन्नासु
zahaba.
तहबा. तहबा मतलब वो गए. वो वापस आए कैसे बोलते हैं? रजा.
Raja.
रजा अन्नासु. लोग वापस आए और वो दाखिल हुए. वो अंदर आए. वो कैसे बोलते हैं?
Zahaba.
नहीं, दाखिल होना है दखला.
Dakhala.
दखला. रजा अन्नासु व दखलू. बोलो आफिफा. रजा अन्नासु व दखलू
Raja annasu wa dakhalu
फी बैतिल अस्नामी.
fil baiti asnami.
व दखलू फी बैति अल अस्नामी. आंसर क्या है आफिफा?
Raja annasu wa dakhalu fi baiti asnami.
वेरी गुड. इसका मतलब क्या है? रजा अन्नासु लोग वापस आए. वो दखलू लोग दाखिल हुए या अंदर आए. किसके अंदर आए? फी बैतिल अस्नामी. बैतिल अस्नामी असनाम के घर में, आइडल्स के घर में के अंदर आए. ठीक है, तो फिर से बोलो. द पीपल रिटर्न. लोग अंदर आए और दाखिल हुए असनाम के घर में. वो कैसे बोलते हैं?
The people returned and they entered in the house of the idols.
वेरी गुड. अरबिक में कैसे बोलते हैं?
रजा नासु वदखलु बैतु असनामी
फी बैतिल अस्नामी.
फी बैति असनामी.
वेरी गुड. रजा अन्नासु व दखलू फी बैतिल अस्नामी. फिर से बोलो पूरा आंसर करेक्टली.
रजा अन्नासु
और वो
वदखलु
दखलू
फी बैति अल असनामी.
अल अस्नामी. वेरी गुड. रजा अन्नासु व दखलू फी बैतिल अस्नामी. एंड द पीपल वांटेड टू डू सजदा टू द आइडल्स. और लोग चाहते थे कि वो सजदा करें. किसको सजदा करें? असनाम को, आइडल्स को सजदा करें. ठीक है, वो हम कैसे बोलते हैं? अरादन नासु अन यस्जुदू लिल असनामी. कैसे बोलते हैं आफिफा? अरादन नासु अन यस्जुदू
अल असनामी.
लिल असनामी. लिल असनामी, ली मतलब फॉर, आइडल्स को, तो लिल असनामी, ली अल असनामी. अरादन नासु अन यस्जुदू लिल असनामी. तुम बोलो आफिफा.
अरादन नासु अन यस्जुदु लिल असनामी.
वेरी गुड. अरादन नासु अन यस्जुदू लिल असनामी. फिर से.
अरादन नासु अन यस्जुदु लिल असनामी.
वेरी गुड. अब बिना देखे बोलो.
अरादन नासु यस्जुदु लिल असनामी.
वेरी गुड. अरादन नासु अन यस्जुदू लिल असनामी. यस्जुदू मतलब वो सिजदा कर रहे थे. ठीक है, वो सिजदा करने के लिए, वो बोलते हैं अन यस्जुदू, सिजदा करने के लिए वो चाहते थे. ठीक है, तो अरादन नासु अन यस्जुदू लिल असनामी. फिर से बोलो आंसर.
अन्नासु यस्जुदु
लोग चाहते थे, वो कैसे बोलते हैं? वो इरादा था, वो कैसे बोलते हैं?
अन्नासु अरादु
अरादन नासु
यस्जुदु लिल असनामी.
अरादन नासु अन यस्जुदू लिल असनामी. फिर से.
अरादन नासु अन यस्जुदु लिल असनामी.
Very good. Aradhan nasu an yasjudu lil asnami. But the people got astonished and they got angry. But the people got astonished मतलब लोग चौंक गए कि ये क्या है, और they got angry और वो गुस्सा हुए. तो वो कैसे हम बोलते हैं? The people got astonished. वो लड़का चौंक गया. ठीक है, कुछ अजीब देख के वो चौंक गया, उसके लिए बोलते हैं ताज्जब. ताज्जब मतलब वो लड़का चौंक गया. ताज्जब is he got surprised or he got astonished. How do we say the people got astonished? How do we say, Adnan, the people got astonished? How do we say, Hifza, that the people got astonished?
Ajaban nasu.
Very good. Ta'ajjaban nasu. Ta'ajjaba an-nasu. The people got astonished. लोग चौंक गए. वो हम कैसे बोलेंगे? वो गुस्सा हुए. एक लड़का गुस्सा हुआ. He got angry is ghadiba. Ghadiba is he got angry. Now how do we say the people got angry or they got angry? How do we say it, Hamza? How do we say they got angry?
غضبوا.
غضبوا. غضبوا. تعجب الناس. So the people got surprised. लोग चौंक गए. वो غضبوا और वो गुस्सा हुए and they got angry. Past tense. We changed the back of the verb. تعجب الناس وغضبوا is the people got astonished and they got angry. تعجب الناس وغضبوا. The people got astonished and they got angry. تعجب الناس وغضبوا. But is لكن. لكن تعجب الناس وغضبوا. How do we say, Hifza? But the people got astonished and they got angry.
عجب الناس وغضب.
وغضبوا. تعجب الناس وغضبوا. Again.
وعجب الناس وغضبوا.
Like it is تعجب. تعجب الناس وغضبوا. Again.
تعجب الناس وغضبوا.
Very good. Adnan, what is the answer? The people got surprised and they got angry.
تعجبوا
تعجب
تعجب
You can see it on the screen. You can read it. It's this line.
Yeah, 1 minute. Okay. لكن تعجب الناس وغضبوا.
Very good. لكن تعجب الناس وغضبوا. Again.
لكن تعجب الناس وغضبوا.
Very good. Again.
لكن تعجبوا الناس وغضبوا.
تعجب الناس.
تعجب.
This is تعجب.
Okay.
Again.
لكن تعجب الناس وغضبوا.
Very good. Now without saying, but the people got astonished and they got angry.
لكن تعجب الناس وغضبوا.
Very good. لكن تعجب الناس وغضبوا. Let us see if you remember the previous one. How do we say? And the people wanted to do sajda to the idols.
1 minute. So it was الأصنام.
No, it is the people. People is الناس.
الناس.
What do we say? They wanted or they had irada of.
And the people wanted to do sajda to the idols. People.
أراد الناس
أراد الناس
أن يسجدوا.
أراد الناس أن يسجدوا
للأصنام.
أراد الناس أن يسجدوا للأصنام.
To the idols. Again, full answer.
أراد الناس للأصنام
أراد الناس أن يسجدوا
للأصنام.
Very good. Full answer.
أراد الناس أن يسجدوا للأصنام.
للأصنام. للأصنام. For the idols, not to the idols.
Okay.
The two is li. للأصنام. Okay. Let us see if you remember the next one. But the people got astonished and they got angry. How do we say but?
The people got astonished and they got angry. No. But
Your mother scolds you. Your mother says, Adnan, you didn't eat rice. But you say, लेकिन मैंने तो 2 रोटी खाए. How do you say but?
لكن تعجب
Very good. لكن تعجب.
للأصنام.
No, there's no asnam here. There is people. لكن تعجب
لكن تعجب
الناس
الناس تعجب
وغضبوا.
وغضبوا.
Very good. All of you need more practice. لكن تعجب الناس وغضبوا. But the people got astonished and
لكن تعجب الناس وغضبوا. تعجب الناس وغضبوا.
Very good. لكن تعجب الناس وغضبوا. Okay. And they said. How do we say and they said? Who wants to guess?
And they said.
Qala is he said. Qala is what we know, is he said. How do we say they said?
وقالوا.
Waqalu, very good. We say wa and this we are talking about the people. So we say and they said. Qala is he said. It becomes qalu, which is they said. Waqalu is they said. Now after qalu it becomes like double quotes. Okay, they said this. What did they say? Who did this with our gods? They are saying the broken idols. Ta'ajjaban nasu wa ghadibu. They came back why? To do sajda to the gods. And yasjudu lil asnami. Okay, the people returned Raja Nasu and yasjudu lil asnami, to do sajda to the idols. But they get astonished and they get angry. Why? Because all of the idols are broken. And we know Ibrahimu yaksirul asnama. Ibrahim broke the idols. And they said what? Seeing the broken idols, they said, who did this with our gods? Okay. How do we say who did this? How do we say who?
Man.
Man. And how do we say who did this? Man fa'ala hada. He did this fa'ala. This is hada. Man fa'ala hada. In fact, the name of the lesson is Man fa'ala hada. Who did this? The people are finding out who broke the idols. Who did this? Man fa'ala hada. Man fa'ala hada. With our gods is bi alihatina. Man fa'ala hada bi alihatina. وقالوا man fa'ala, who did this is hada. B is with Ali Hati. Aliha is God. Ali Hatina. Na is pronoun for nahnu. It is our gods. Bi Ali Hatina. Man fa'ala hada bi Ali Hatina. What is the answer, Hafsa? How do we say? And they said, who did this with our gods?
Man fa'ala haza bi alihatina.
وقالوا من فعل هذا بآلهتنا. What is the answer, Adnan? Last time. وقالوا
على هذا بآلهتنا.
Again.
وقالوا من فعل هذا
Very good. وقالوا من فعل هذا بآلهتنا. Answer क्या है आफिफ?
هذا بآلهتنا.
Good, Adnan. आफिफ, answer क्या है?
وقالوا من فعل هذا بآلهتنا.
Very good. फिर से?
وقالوا من فعل هذا بآلهتنا.
Very good. پھر سے
وقالوا من فعل هذا بآلهتنا.
ویری گڈ. ابھی کیسے بولتے ہیں؟ انہوں نے بولا مطلب لوگوں نے بولا کس نے ایسا کیا ہمارے آلیہ سے، ہمارے آئیڈل سے یا ہمارے گاڈ سے، کس نے ایسا کیا؟ وہ کیسے بولتے ہیں؟
وقالوا من هذا
وقالوا من.
فعل هذا بآلهتنا.
ویری گڈ. وقالوا من فعل هذا بآلهتنا. آنسر کیا ہے فیفا؟
Saqib, I was telling.
I know. I'm asking. I want Afifa also to tell.
Okay.
Good answer, Adnan. کیسے بولتے ہیں فیفا؟ وقالوا.
وقالوا من فعل هذا بآلهتنا.
ویری گڈ. ابھی بنا دیکھے
وقالوا من فعل بآلهتنا.
من فعل هذا، کس نے یہ کیا؟ یہ ہے هذا. پھر سے
وقالوا من فعل هذا بآلهتنا.
very good. What is the answer, Hamza? And they said, who did this with our gods?
وقالوا من فعل هذا بآلهتنا.
Very good. وقالوا من فعل هذا بآلهتنا. Now let us see who remembers the previous answer. But the people got astonished and they got angry. Who remembers this answer? کون اس کا آنسر بول سکتا ہے؟ لوگ جب وہ داخل ہوتے ہیں اصنام کے گھر میں تو وہ چونک جاتے ہیں اور ان کو بہت غصہ آتا ہے. اس کو کیسے بولتے ہیں؟
لكن تعجب الناس وغضبوا.
Very good. لكن تعجب الناس وغضبوا.
لكن تعجب الناس وغضبوا.
Very good. لكن تعجب الناس وغضبوا. کس کو نیکسٹ آنسر پتا ہے؟ And they said, who did this with our gods? کس نے ایسا کیا ہمارے گاڈز کے ساتھ؟ وقالوا، انہوں نے بولا who did this with our gods. یہ کیسے ٹرانسلیٹ کرتا ہے؟
وقالوا من فعل هذا بآلهتنا.
Very good. وقالوا من فعل هذا بآلهتنا. And they said, who did this with our gods? Who remembers this one? And the people wanted to do sajda to the idols. لوگوں کا ارادہ تھا کہ وہ سجدہ کرے اصنام کو، پتلوں کو. How do we translate this sentence?
أرادوا الناس
أراد الناس
أن يسجدوا للأصنام.
Very good. پھر سے پورا آنسر.
أرادوا الناس أن يسجدوا للأصنام.
Very good. ابھی لوگ چاہتے تھے، ٹھیک ہے، تو یہ پرانا ہے. لوگ چاہتے تھے ایسا، وہ ہوگا ارادا. ٹھیک ہے، تو ارادا مطلب پہلے کا. ارادا الناسو، جیسے ذهبا، رجعا، دخلا. ٹھیک ہے، تو یہ سب جو پرانی چیزیں ہیں، پہلے کی چیزیں ہیں، وہ آ سے موسٹلی اینڈ ہوں گے. تو ارادا الناسو ان یسجدوا للاصنام. ویری گڈ عفیفہ. عفیفہ ریممبرز دس آنسر. ایوری ون ریممبرز موسٹ آف دی آنسرز. کون یہ آنسر پہلے بول سکتا ہے؟ دا پیپل ریٹرنڈ اینڈ دے انٹرڈ ان دا ہاؤس آف دا آئیڈلس. کون فرسٹ ہوگا یہ آنسر بولنے میں؟ ایزی کوشچن.
الاسنام الاسنام رجع الناس.
ویری گڈ. رجع الناس ودخلوا and they
في بيت الأصنام.
في بيت الأصنام. Very good. رجع الناس في بيت الأصنام. The people returned and they داخل and they entered, وہ داخل ہوئے in the house of the idols. في بيت الأصنام. Raja an-nasu wa dakhalu fi baitil asnam. Very good. With a bit of practice, you remember. You remember the new words, you remember the grammar. Again, who said, how did you say? And they said, or उन्होंने कहा, who did this with our gods? How do we translate this?
وقالوا من فعل هذا بآلهتنا.
Very good. وَقَالُوا مَنْ فَعَلَ هَذَا بِآلِهَتِنَا. Hifza's memory is the strongest in the class. Very good, Hifza. Okay. They said, we heard of a boy who mentions them. How do we say they said? How do we say they said? And they said. Qala is he said.
قالوا
Qalu. Qalu
قالوا
is they said.
قالوا من فعل هذا بآلهتنا.
Very good. Qalu man fa'ala hadha bi alihatina. Now, they said we heard. How do we say we heard? We heard the adhan. We heard the lesson. We heard the recording of the lesson. How do we say we heard? Surah Al-Baqarah is وَقَالُوا سَمِعْنَا وَأَطَّعْنَا غُفْرَانَكَ رَبَّنَا وَإِلَيْكَ الْمَصِيرُ. What is Rabbana? What is the meaning of Rabbana? What's the difference between Rabbana and Rabbi? Rabbi zidni ilma. What's the difference between Rabbana and Rabbi?
Rabbi is my Lord.
Very good. So Rabbi is my Lord. What is Rabbana? Our Lord. Rabbana is our Lord. Okay, so when I say Rabbana zidna ilma, Rabbana is our Lord. When I say zidna, it is increase us. Ilma. Ilma is knowledge. So Rabbana zidna ilman. Our Rabb, Rabbana zidna, increase us. So na refers to us, all of us. Rabbana zidna ilma. But if I say Rabbish rahli, it means my Rabb expand. Rabbish rahli is expand me. Okay, so that is the difference between Rabbi and Rabbana. How do we say we heard? Sami'a is he heard. For example, if I say Sami'a al-adana, Sami'a al-adana is he heard the adhan. Okay, that is Sami'a. How do we say we heard the adhan? Sami'a al-adana is he heard the adhan. Sami'na al-adana is we heard the adhan. How do we say he went? Adnan, how do we say he went? How do we say he went, Adnan? The answer is on the screen. This is the answer.
ذهب الناس.
Dhahaba is he went. Okay, so Dhahaba Nasu is the people went. How do we say he went?
ذهب
Dhahaba is he went. How do we say we went? All of us went. All of us went for a picnic, or all of us went to write an exam. How do we say we went? Becomes dhahab. No. Dhahabu is they went. This is past tense,
What
which is the back of the book. Dhahabna, like Rabbana, means we went.
No, zahabta. Zahabtu.
Dhahabta is you went. So if I say Adnan, you went to Kerala, I'd say Dhahabta ila Kerala, means you went to Kerala.
Okay.
That is Dhahabta. What is Dhahabtu? If you answer, you will say Naam Dhahabtu ila Kerala. What is Dhahabtu?
I.
Very good. Dhahabtu. What is Amantu? What is Amantu billahi wa malaikati?
Amantu. I.
Amana is he believed.
Okay.
What is Amantu?
I believe.
I believe. Very good. So that is Amantu. So Amantu billahi is I believed.
Okay.
Amana is he believed.
Amana is he. Okay.
What is Raditu?
Radidu.
Raditu.
Radidu.
Raditu billahi rabban wa bi Muhammadir rasulan wa bil islami dina. Raditu. Radiya is he is happy or he is satisfied. What is Raditu?
Radidu. I don't know. Radidu.
Radiya is he is happy or he is satisfied. What is Raditu?
I am satisfied.
Yes, I am satisfied. So you say Raditu billahi rabban, I am satisfied with Allah as the Rabb. Wabi Muhammadin Rasulan, and Muhammad as the messenger. Wabil Islami Dina, and with Islam as the deen. Okay, so that is Raditu. I am happy or I am satisfied with. Amantu means I believe. Amantu billahi wa malaikatihi wa kutubihi wa rusulihi. That is Amantu. Okay. Now, they said is qalu. How do we say we heard? Sami'a is he heard. How do we say we heard? How do we change Sami'a to say we heard? Sami'na. Sami'na is we heard. So qalu. They said, what did they say? We heard. How do we say we heard? Sami'na. Sami'na, we heard. Of a boy is Fatan. Fatan is boy. Now, if it was Al-Fatah, we would say Al-Lati. Who mentions them? But since it is Fatan, it is indefinite, we will skip the Al-Lati. And we would say Yadhkuruhum.
Yadhkulu.
Yadhkuruhum. Do you do dhikr, Adnan?
What's Akhbiya?
Do you do dhikr?
They do zikr.
Do you read tasbih?
Yes.
That is doing dhikr. Okay, doing dhikr means mentioning or remembering. What is dhikr?
Remembering or
mentioning or remembering. So dhikr of Allah, what does it mean? Dhikr of Allah?
remembering or mentioning Allah's name.
Very good. Remembering or mentioning Allah is dhikr. Okay. That is dhikr. That is a noun.
Okay.
If I say dhikr, it is a noun. It means mentioning. It comes from dhakara, means he mentioned. Yadhkuru is he mentions. He mentions every day. Okay, so every day he does dhikr of Allah. Bi yadhkuru. Okay, so Ibrahim mentions them, or Ibrahim keeps telling about them. So remember, Ibrahim tells the people that look, the idols, they cannot eat, they cannot drink, they can neither benefit you nor they can harm you, they cannot talk, they cannot hear. Why are you worshipping them? So Ibrahim keeps telling about the people, keeps telling about the idols. So the people said, who did this with our gods? Who could have done this? Who could have broken all of the idols? And they said, wait, we have heard of a boy who keeps mentioning about them. It could be this boy. Okay, so they said, Qalu sami'na, we heard, and I'm adding na at the end of the verb. This is still past tense. Sami'na, we heard, fatan, a boy, yadhkuruhum, who mentions them. Waqalu fatan yadhkuruhum, who mentions them. Whom is them? How do we say? They said, we heard of a boy who mentions them. ये कैसे बोलते हैं अफीफा? उन्होंने कहा, हमने सुना एक लड़के के बारे में जो उनके बारे में बोलता रहता है. They said, we heard of a boy who mentions them. कैसे बोलते हैं अफीफा?
qalu samina fatan yazkuruhum.
Very good. Qalu sami'na fatan yadhkuruhum. फिर से?
qalu samina fatan yazkuruhum.
Very good. अभी बिना देखे?
qalu fatan yazkurukum.
qalu sami'na, हमने सुना. sami'na fatan yadhkuruhum. फिर से?
qalu samina fatan yazkurukum.
Very good. फिर से एक और बार.
qalu samina fatan yazkurukum.
yazkuruhum. Very good. Previous one, देखते हैं तुम्हें याद है कि नहीं. और उन्होंने कहा, and they said, who did this with our gods? उन्होंने कहा, किसने ऐसा किया हमारे gods के साथ?
waqalu man bi alihatina.
Man fa'ala hata bi alihatina. फिर से?
qala man fi
وقالوا من فعل هذا بآلهتنا.
waqalu man fa'ala haza bi alihatina.
Very good. अभी देखते हैं नेक्स्ट आंसर तुम्हें याद है कि नहीं. उन्होंने कहा, they said, we heard of a boy फतन who mentions them. उन्होंने कहा, हमने सुना एक लड़का जो उनके बारे में बोलता है.
qalu samina fatan yazkuruhum.
Very good. qalu sami'na fatan yadhkuruhum. Now let's see who remembers this. But the people got astonished and they got angry. लोग चौंक गए और वो बहुत गुस्सा हुए.
annasu
अन्नासु चौंक गए को क्या बोलता है? ताज्जबा. ताज्जबा अन्नासु व गदिबू.
ta'ajjaban nasu wa ghadibu.
ताज्जबा अन्नासु व गदिबू. Very good. Now let us go to the next one. And the people asked Ibrahim. लोगों ने इब्राहिम को पूछा, ये कैसे बोलता है? लोगों ने पूछा, वो कैसे बोलता है?
annasu
अन्नासु
इब्राहिमु
इब्राहिमा वर्ब क्या है? पूछने को क्या बोलते हैं? उन्होंने सवाल किया, वो कैसे बोलते हैं? सअला
साला
सअला अन्नासु इब्राहिमा, तो किसने पूछा? अन्नासु, क्योंकि उसमें ऊ है। सअला अन्नासु किसको पूछा? इब्राहिम को पूछा। इब्राहिमा
इब्राहिम
सअला अन्नासु इब्राहिमा डिड यू डू दिस टू अवर गॉड्स, क्या तुमने हमारे गॉड्स के साथ किया? डिड यू डू कैसे बोलते हैं? जैसे हमने देखा हु डिड दिस, मन फअला हादा। डिड यू डू कैसे बोलते हैं? क्या तुमने किया? हु डिड दिस को क्या बोलते हैं?
मन फ़अला
मन फअला हादा। मन मतलब किसने या कौन? मन मतलब कौन? हु। मन फअला हादा, हादा मतलब ये चीज। मन फअला हादा मतलब किसने ये किया? मन है क्वेश्चन। अभी क्या तुमने किया, क्या कैसे पूछता है? How do we say did? Did you do this or not? Did you eat breakfast or not? Or did you wake up and come to the class without brushing? So how do you say did you do? Yes or no question.
I ate breakfast, Safia.
Okay, so you didn't come to the class without brushing.
No.
Okay. How do we say did you eat breakfast ya Adnan?
Did you eat breakfast?
I will say hal or a. I'll give you the hal version. Hal akalta. Akala is he ate. Akalta is you ate. Hal akalta al fatura ya Adnan. Ya Adnan. Okay, I could also take out the hal and I could put a. It is the same. Akalta al fatura ya Adnanu. Did you eat breakfast? Oh, Adnan. Okay, so or hal is for question. So how do we say did you do this? Did is hal or let me use hal. How do you say you did? You did.
You is anta.
So anta is still you. How do we say you did? Fa'ala is he did. How do we say you did? How do we say Adnan? You did. We say fa'alta. Hal anta fa'alta, or I could also skip the anta because fa'alta already has ta, which means you. Hal fa'alta. How do we say you did this? How do we say this? We say hada to our gods. Now this is something we have seen. To our gods, O Ibrahim. How do we say to our gods? Bi alihatina. Bi alihatina. It's the same.
You know.
Yes, Sadhan. Do you have a question, Adnan?
No, Safia.
Did you do this to our gods? Is hal fa'alta hada bi alihatina?
Hatina.
Who did this with our gods is man fa'ala hada bi alihatina. Who did this with our gods? There it is. Did you do? Hal fa'alta hada bi alihatina. So hal fa'alta hada. Here it is. Man fa'alta hada. So first they ask who did this. Then they ask Ibrahim, did you do this? Hal fa'alta hada bi alihatina. So who can give the answer? Did you do this with our gods? How do we say, did you do this with our gods? Oh Ibrahim. Yeah, Ibrahim. Hifza, how do we say, did you do this with our gods? Oh Ibrahim.
After time's up.
Yes, last one and then we close. Hifza or Adnan, whoever of you wants to take a shot.
What's Akbar?
How do we translate this sentence? And the people ask Ibrahim, did you do this to our gods, O Ibrahim? And the people asked is wa sa'alan nasu. Sa'ala al
Sa'alan nasu
al
falat hasam bi alihatina.
Yes, so how do we read the full sentence?
Okay, 1 minute. وسأل الناس هل what's that Akbar? هل
Fa'alta.
فعلت وسأل الناس هل فعلت هذا بآلهتنا يا إبراهيم.
Very good. Again.
وسأل الناس هل فعلت هذا بآلهتنا يا إبراهيم.
Very good. Again.
وسأل الناس هل فعلت هذا بآلهتنا يا إبراهيم.
Very good. Now can you say it without saying?
وسألت الناس وآلهتنا يا إبراهيم.
وسأل الناس هل فعلت هذا بآلهتنا يا إبراهيم. Now let us see Hifza or Afifa giving us the answer. What is the answer?
وسأل الناس هل فعلت هذا
بآلهتنا.
بآلهتنا يا إبراهيم.
Very good. Again.
وسأل الناس هل فعلت هذا بآلهتنا يا إبراهيم.
Very good. Now without saying.
يا سأل الناس هل فعلت هذا بآلهتنا يا إبراهيم.
Very good. This wa sa'ala an nasu, because the people is the doer. It is sa'ala an nasu. Okay, sa'ala an nasu hal fa'alta hadha bi alihatina ya Ibrahim. Very good, Hifza. So Hifza has the best memory in the class. Okay, with that we will close. We still have a few more lines in the lesson which we will see next week, inshallah. Okay, so today I have to do a tooth extraction which will force me to not talk for the next 2 days. So you all get a holiday tomorrow, inshallah. So do us that everything goes on fine and I come back next weekend to teach you and ask you a lot of questions, inshallah. Okay. So what is the announcement, Adnan, which I just made? When is the next class? अगला क्लास कब है आफिफा?
Next week.
Next week. ठीक है, तो कल there is no class. We will meet next weekend, which will be 9th of January, inshallah. So no class tomorrow. Next class will be on 9th of January. Subhanallahumma wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant, wa astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Barakallahu li wa lakum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Catch you all next weekend, inshallah. Till then, take care, stay safe, and revise the lesson. Revise the lesson so that all of these sentences become easy and become fluent for you, inshallah. See you all next weekend. Assalamu alaikum. And anyone who has questions, you can stay back and I'll try answering your questions.